Assalamualaikum. My name is Eliana Najwa binti Abdul Rashid. My matric number 2112740 and I'm from section 52.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Aida Safia binti Muhammad Ghazi and my matric number is 2110366.
Assalamualaikum. I'm Isma Aftab, 2119440 from section 52.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hi, my name is Humaira Erdina binti Muhammad and my matric number is 2113954 and I'm from section 52. What is LGBT? LGBT is L for lesbian, a woman whose enduring physical, romantic or emotional attraction is to other women. For G, gay, the adjective used to describe people who enduring physical, romantic or emotional attraction are to other people of the same sex. For B, bisexual, a person who has the capacity to form enduring physical, romantic and emotional attraction to those of the same gender or to those of another gender. For T is transgender, an umbrella terms for people whose gender identity or gender expression differ from what is typical associated with the sex they were assigned at birth. For Q, questioning, this term is describe someone who is questioning their sexual orientation or gender identity. In this slide, you can see LGBTQ movement that happened in Malaysia. This show that the LGBTQ is rise in Malaysia. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and questioning or LGBTQ is referred to people who sexual orientation or gender identities differ from heterosexual, which is people who attracted to a different gender than their own. LGBTQ is a major issue or problem that has been discussed in Malaysia and other countries. This is making LGBTQ is a problem that arises in Malaysia. This is news that we can see in this slide. The rising of LGBTQ in Malaysia has caused huge negative impact to us in belief and ethical behavior of Muslim. This will make other religions look down on Islam and us. Other than that, the harmony in the family institution is disrupted and also the rise of LGBT will cause a huge collapse of moral in our society.
I will continue with findings. From the online survey we provided, we got 61 people who responded to our question. The biggest proportion of gender is female, which is 73.8%, while the rest are male respondents. For the age range, the age group of 70 to 30 years, more answer our survey, which is 86.9%, equivalent to 53 people. Next, we ask a question about how you know the word LGBT. The results show that social media is a reference or platform they know LGBT. The mass media is the second most chosen option and is followed by knowledge about LGBT from friends and family. Then, about a quarter of our respondents had family members and friends involved in LGBT. If we look at it directly, this is a bit troubling because it is a large amount. Lack of religion education and being influenced by people who think like that is the main reason they belong to the group. It is very sad because many Muslim teenagers are influenced by the current generation who should be more intelligent, but it is otherwise. We move to the next data. It shows that the reason why they get involved in LGBT is influenced by social media. We can see if we open social media, many of these LGBT people are openly declaring themselves and supposedly want to demand their right to be treated like ordinary people. But their actions are clearly wrong in terms of Islamic law. Not all LGBT groups involved are influenced by social media, but the platform has become an easy way to influence others to support their action. After that, 77% of respondents agreed that teenagers are easily influenced by LGBT through social media. In my opinion, at this stage, parents need to keep a close eye on their children when they use smartphones, as they are very vulnerable to negative acts by irresponsible people. The role of parents is also important to explain to their children that LGBT is strictly forbidden by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and contrary to Islam. They can tell the story of Prophet Lut, who was sent to awaken the Sodomites who lived LGBT life at that time and were punished by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Lastly, it is about the action taken if you see someone promoting LGBT on social media. Many respondents give positive feedback that they wanted to prevent the LGBT group by blocking, reporting social media accounts, and reporting to certain parties to take appropriate action to them from continuing to spread this ideology. However, a total of 80 respondents decided not to do anything because they were partly afraid to give advice or debate with this LGBT group because they also lack knowledge about Islam. Furthermore, it is difficult for them to advise because they have aggressive supporters who will defend this group.
First and foremost, Islam does not promote LGBTQ, and it is prohibited and forbidden for having this ideology and lifestyle and including it in our daily life. This practice is a practice of the people of Lot. There are numerous verses of Quran mentioning about this action. One of it is in chapter 26, verse 165 and 166, which means, "Do you approach males among the worlds and leave what your Lord has created for you as mates, but you are people transgressing." These verses indicate how Islam does not promote this lifestyle, and Allah created us to feelings and pair with the opposite kind. Now I will show you the hadith that related to this. Ahmad narrated from Ibnu Abbas that the Prophet of Allah said, "May Allah curse the one who does the action of the people of Lot. May Allah curse the one who does the action of the people of Lot 3 times. This is proving the seriousness of this issue and lifestyle. Moreover, homosexual acts are forbidden in traditional Islamic jurisprudence or fiqh and are liable to different punishments, including stoning and the death penalty, depending on the situation and legal school. Other than that, those who are practice this lifestyle can have a negative impact on their health. This is because they have a greater chance of getting a lot of sexually transmitted diseases, which is human immunodeficiency virus or HIV. And if HIV is not treated, it can lead to acquired immunodeficiency syndrome or AIDS. They also can have a mental illness like depression and anxiety. Besides that, cancer, cardiovascular diseases, and more.
In conclusion, the increasing of the LGBTQ population and cases brings more worries towards the community. Homosexual lifestyle can bring negative consequences, and people involved are at a higher risk of being infected by sexually transmitted diseases like HIV, which can further transcend to AIDS. LGBTQ communities are more prone to such diseases, as these diseases are more likely to spread through sexual acts among the same gender. The rise of the LGBTQ community can increase the number of cases of AIDS and HIV and can be a threat to the society around them. LGBTQ community is also prone to bullying, abuse, discrimination, which can lead to psychological problems like depression, antisocial personality disorder, etc. LGBTQ can be considered unethical and damaging to the society, as It deviates people from their actual personality and is a bad influence for the future generation and affects the nation negatively. Homosexuality is an activity that is considered a big sin and is prohibited and forbidden in Islam. Homosexuality is an act of being ignorant, extremism, loss of rational sense, and the culture of adopting unhealthy lifestyle. Some various measures would be to appoint counselors in school to help parents and students understand concerns regarding this issue. With this, it will eventually help the parents and teachers be aware of this issue so that the issues involving the young, especially those still schooling, could be checked. Organizations also can make an awareness campaign for LGBTQ community in which it is aimed to inform about the damaging effects and advise to reappraise because these activities are wrong and sinful in Islam. These awareness campaigns will perhaps educate LGBTQ community to go back to the right path and the teachings of the Quran.